Oh, now I don't have it. So we'll try not to die by running into it. Okay, let's put this strap away. A little bit better. There we go. Skippy knife, queen trap, one. Guess is all you really need. Don't know where I'd put the other one. Hey, should I run off camera? Is it right there? Yes, it is. Ha! Queen mark catchy thingy, but I'm not gonna bother. But just in case, sometimes to get a vibe, I'll use that one instead. Alright, so basically we're just seeing if there is a queen in here, or if there's eggs or not, because I split this hive. Basically I did a 6-way split, 7 if you include the hive. And I didn't really see where the queen was, because it was like, oh my goodness. There were so many. Yeah, that's better. So, yeah, so let's get at it. Let's see if the queen stayed in here or not. And we will know that. It'll be 20 days on the 20th. But if I see freshly kept and all kinds of eggs in different stages of larvae, then I know the queen stayed. If I don't see that, and maybe I just see a old capped emerging brood and some eggs with nothing in between, possibly. Oh, this lid is, nobody's on the lid, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'll set that right here. Actually, fingers. Right there. Okay. So the super that's on here looks mostly empty. We'll take a quick peek. Cord. I don't have a brick over here. Yeah, bricks over this yard. There's one. Hey, brick. 4 width. Poo 2. Boom. So, goal is to have maybe a little honey out of this hive here. We'll see. Maybe not. I might take one and spin it out and give it back to him. Empty, something like that. So, not a lot of extra bees there. So I'm going to put this over here for a second. And I'm really, like, there's nothing in here at all. So, pop that off. Just hanging out. Yeah, there's nothing in there though. Those are all empty brand new blank frames. But they've got them all propolized. Be blessed. You can start selling that. Be blessed frames. Fresh propolis from the bees. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 drawn frames. Remember I split this a bunch of different ways, so I took a lot of resources, but think I left this hive plenty. This is a blankie. Not a lot going on. I could probably shake them off all right. Yeah. See, that's not always worth it. So sometimes just stick them over here. If they want to stay, they can stay. If they will leave, they can fly back to the hive, and they're not up in the air, and I'm not shaking them, and they're not alerting the rest of the hive that they got shook, and hey, how come you guys landed with a thud? And you're not hanging out on the outside of the hive. What are you doing on the outside of the hive? All right, so here's a newer frame that they're just drawing out. Looks real good. We'll slip that right back in there. All right. Guess I should break down and join a local club. Probably learn something, teach something, have a camera holder. Oh, it's a big, overdrawn, probably capped frame. I'm just gonna, hopefully, don't see any burr comb. I'm just gonna slip it over. I ain't gonna pick it up. Yeah. We'll look at this one though. This is the one they're building next to the, see, so they haven't drawn that out at all. On that side. There's some previous work that they're just putting some nectar and pollen in. I'm gonna go a little quicker now. Get the idea. Old frames, new frames. Haven't seen a beetle scurry. There's a beetle trap. Ooh, this frame's heavy. Okay, so glad I pulled this one up. Because on the other side, there's a supersedure cell position, queen cup. And I think I'm going to let that sit there until I see what else is going on in this hive. Should take a chance. So yeah, hopefully there's no queen to jump off here. No. So they opened up a spot on that honey frame to put in a supersedure cell. Interesting. Does that mean there is one or isn't one? Who knows? Let's find out. Ooh, nice little frame. Plank on one side, camping and filling on the other. Funky looking. I don't know if that always means that beetles are involved in making the cells look weird, or they've just filled and eaten and filled and eaten and filled and eaten out of the same cell over and over and over again. So it's just whatever, shape whatever, we don't care. Plus how many times I'm like, ooh, heavy, bumped stuff and boogered stuff up, and who knows. So almost all camped, so we're doing okay. Again, we've got the security system in watch mode. Okay, these are, this is like an empty frame. Yep, all right, and empty frames over here. So I'm just gonna slide these back two at a time, just like they are. Happy with what I saw up here. So this would be, get a queen going in here if there's not one, and you can buy this hive. And it will be ready for winter. And I'll give you a pound of honey free. Maybe even from this very hive. We'll see. Depends when you buy it. That's what I'll do if they, you know, Only have one empty and all the rest of them are capped, and there's no place to put any more babies or material. Then I'll extract a frame and put it back. So I'm going to put this on here like so. And we'll check out the bottom box, see if we see a queen down here. So that was all basically nectar and honey. It's a little bit of pollen here and there, which is an awesome upper box heading into fall. No brood in it. I like that. Okay. So give them just a teeny bit of smoke. Just to shoot some down there. I'll put that up here. Just to saying is the shock of being handled is some, oh damn, didn't mean to bump stuff. With no smoke is a shock, but if you smoke them enough or just right, then they're distracted enough by the smoke to where the other interruption is less bothersome. They're distracted. So I give them a little shot. It's nice and hot right now, so it's really easy to pull these frames up. This was an older frame of nectar, pollen, or pollen maybe from last year I gave them, but looks like they're really utilizing it well. See some drones. And some colors. Set that right here. My gloves are sticky. I should leave them in the sun and scrape them off. I'm really not kidding. Look at that. That right there. All right. Oops. Dead bee on there. Don't really want to stick a tool in their face with the squish worker on it. I'm starting to sweat. So that tends to tick them off. So I'm going to stand back. Try not to drip on too much. You see empty cells, capped, honey, empty cells, dry empty cells. Don't see a queen. See good little mix of drones. Not a ton. So that's okay. So I'm going to make a note where in this hive I can, where my least developed frames might be, to where if I don't see a queen here or signs of, I'm thinking ahead already which frame can I pull out. So here's a frame that older, last year's pollen. I think they'd just go ahead and fermenting it or doing whatever. Like I said, they can seem to ignore it, but then some will get cleaned out, it'll be empty, some will have brood in them, some will have fresh resources, so I'm just letting them do what they do. I'm going to quit talking for a minute. I think my CO2 is not helping. I'm just seeing old bees. This is one of my older frames. They are lined up looking at me. Old bees, old resources. So the last 3 frames is basically old bees, old resources. So I mean, I'm of the opinion the old resources are better than a fresh patty from the bee store, like last year's freezer stuff from the bees. Don't know. Depends if they all drop dead. Yeah, see, old frame, old resources, old bees. Hollowing the middle out a little bit, putting some fresh in there. Yeah, so it seems to me they are. They're actually consuming out of the middle, putting fresh stuff in the middle, either consuming or cleaning. And there you go. So we're coming up on a frame that's got markers on it. Sometimes that means the queen lives here. And, you know, before I pull this out, I'm going to pop this. Just pull this propolis out. Yeah, that works pretty good. So they like to trap the beetles in here, but then they also glue the gap up so they can't get out, right? Well, they don't know that there's mineral oil in there and they drown eventually. All right. So now let's scooch those frames together. Take a look at this frame. I see like 2 drone cells. And they might just be mummified. All right, so there's 2 lighter colored frames plus this one. I have to remember what this one looks like when I get back to it. There you go. All right. Well, I think there was a queen. I would have seen some action then on the last 3 frames here. See, I left them a cell or 2. So now, have I started looking too soon and just can't see the eggs from a new queen? Right. So that means I could split this box again. Give 1/2 a new queen. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just thinking of a interesting way to take a shortcut. There's a nice frame of, it's nearly capped on this side, honey. So, yeah. Could be 2 days early, but I'm thinking maybe what we saw bounce out of that hive was the queen that was supposed to go back into this hive. Don't know. Last chance. And no, I'm not going to inspect it going back the other way. Nope. Well, these frames look pretty good. I don't think it matters. I'm just going to stick this one over here. Yep. They didn't like that noise. They're ready to be put back together. I think these two frames here could be pulled up to the top. And the two frames from one of those mating nukes slipped in. And two empty-ish frames on the top here then would come out, of course. That looks pretty good. So the question is, do we inspect it early and see if we can see what we see. Give this hive another week. I got that one queen. It's almost dead. I could lay it in here just to give them something to defend. I don't know. Nah, let's not do that. Be stupid. Set something weird off. Come on for that. So they really don't need that super. They really don't. Like not even close. I don't even think there's any bees in it. There's like 10. Yeah. Oh, there's quite a few. Quite a few more than I thought. Well. Maybe they like being able to move around. I'm concerned about the space. Setting off robbing. So do I. Let's look and see what we're talking about. This one's in weird. Why am I doing this? Well, for beetle defense and hive defense, maybe a little hot, but it's completely empty up here. And they've got like 4, 5 good empty frames in there already. So this just invites invasion over comfort. It can be a little uncomfortable. We're just making sure the queen hadn't taken a walk, which I haven't seen. No sign of a queen. Interesting. Those bees seem to wait for their turn. That was pretty weird. It's like, oh, okay, they're going up that end. And then it's our turn. Our turn. There we go. Yoo-hoo. Oh, beetle. That's what I'm talking about. So look for a queen. Don't see her. So we could probably just go do 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 do. Alright, didn't see no queen. Ding, ding, ding. No. Y'all can have that back. Very good. Not really ready for a super. Okay, so more defensible. And there you go. That's that. So we just took that off. They didn't really need it yet. And that's better. I think it's an attraction to beetles to occupy that extra space. So there we go. And they're very tolerant, so I'm real happy. Y'all have a nice evening. Pink. Maybe. Pink, 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 pink. How about if we take off the glove? Use your nose. So I still have the mic going. For those of you still watching the security feed. All right. I'm gonna put this trap in. Skip knife. Stabby. Alright, so I'm going to inspect this other hive. So we'll walk that part way and clean this up. So take the super and we'll just put the rest of the bees out. Go away, go away, go away. Just like that. And then we'll just reload these. Like that. So this super. You know, now a smart beekeeper would take, after this harvest, and take all your assembled frames, and then while you have all your wax cappings and everything, getting them all processed, go ahead and recoat all these frames. And right before, you know, ideally give them back to your hives, but maybe that's more of a spring project. But yeah, these are all really nice. As far as, I'll walk up to the other camera here. Don't know if it'll focus, but they've all got a nice little chunk of propolis on them. So that's awesome. It inoculates that hive too. It's got antibacterial properties.